And now, moving right along, I'd like to invite Freddie up to evaluate Elizabeth Gray. So, Freddie.
That speech, I have to say, to me was educational, it was inspiring, and it made me desperate to learn more. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and particularly Elizabeth. We learned today about a title that was called Give Rivers a Chance. And right from that moment I was thinking, where are we going with Give Rivers a Chance? Set something up, a little bit of suspense in my mind. What I wanted to do is I want to kind of walk you through, there's so many good things in this speech, I want to walk you through some of the things that I spotted really worked in this speech, and I think something we can all learn from. The very first thing that I spotted that Elizabeth did was she set out her stall. She turned around and she told us what we were going to hear, where we were going to go, what was it that we were going to hear as a part of this speech. And that immediately got us into the zone. We were going to hear about river expeditions. The next thing she did was she answered, what's in it for me? The question we always need to have answered as part of our speaking. What is the benefit for you to listen to this? We heard that it was going to be about danger. We heard it was going to be about excitement and amazing scenery. That's some of the things that perhaps would hook you to listen more into Elizabeth's speech. I had a question or a thought maybe just for Elizabeth as we hit this, was whether she could have used questions maybe to bring us into that emotional state. So she could have said, instead of telling us we were going to get excitement, she could say, would you like some excitement? Would you love to get some real beauty into your life? Right? And use the questions, just connect us in at that moment. But it was wonderful. The next thing we heard was what excited her. So she told us the story about how she had learnt about rivers and what was so fun and exciting about that. I had an idea there that perhaps could help her there as well. And that could be that she could have had maybe a little bit of dialogue in there. We'd love to have heard the conversation with the person who said, listen, I've got to tell you, there's something you've got to go and do. Right? You've got to go and get on these rivers. Something like that would have really brought us into that moment. But I thought that worked really nicely. We then went off into the body of the speech. We went by the Himalayas and we went eventually into Ethiopia. And we came to the crux of the matter. And the crux of the matter was that there were some great facts that she brought to bear. There were several hundred, was it 200,000 people who were hungry and 500,000 people who could be on the brink of war. And she put all of this up till she came to what I call the power question. The power question. The power question was, if this was the UK, would you allow it to proceed? If this was the UK, would you allow it to proceed? And by doing that, we were like, whoa. You're right, if it was in this country, we would do something about that. Which led her into the final part, which was what action you can take. What action you can take. So she set it up expertly. It's a wonderful, wonderful structure she set up here. Set out a stall, answered the benefit that we could get from it, what excited her, so we got a sense of why she got involved, gave us the body with all the facts that led up to the power question, and then an action that we could take afterwards. An amazing structure, something that inspired and I thought was incredibly powerful and well thought through. So just to give, in summary, a little bit of last feedback for Elizabeth. It's providential, actually, that I'm here tonight, because I haven't been to the club for a little while, and to see Elizabeth crafting a speech of that quality, I think is something that is a total testament to all of the skills that she has and she has learned while being at Toastmasters. So well done to you, Elizabeth. Keep going. It's the beginning of the end. No, it's the end of the beginning, not the beginning of the end. I'll get that right.